What's going on, y'all? It's Jason Mo Reviews here, back at it again with another video. As you guys can see, another edition of the Hall of Fame series. I did one a few weeks back on Danny Myers. The reception to it was really great, so figured we'd do it again since there's been questions about this guy's all-time ring. He doesn't feel as appreciated, even though he's kind of one of the most appreciated battle rappers ever. Blase, and that is Hitman Holla's Hall of Fame video. When you talk about Hitman, easily one of the most popular battle rappers of all time, in my opinion, one of the best. Today we're going to do a full career breakdown. I saw that he was talking about he gets zero credit for what he's brought to the culture. I saw ARP, even on 3 Letterman, said that he doesn't get the proper credit, that he's underrated all time. And I figured that let's go down the body of work. Let's really break down, first of all, for those of you that haven't seen this style format of video, first we're going to talk about stylistically, the style of Hitman throughout the years, what he's good at, what he's underratedly good at, what he's not good at. Secondly, we're going to talk about body of work, just the best and biggest battles he's had. What are those top 10 to 12 battles that really shape out his career, as well as the losses? How does that body of work shape up? And then thirdly, we'll go over accolades. Hitman loves to talk about himself. These are the views, stages touched, things of that nature, numerics that we can put that he's earned throughout his career. And then lastly, we will answer the question, is Hitman a Hall of Famer? And an even better question than that, where would he be considered in that all-time hierarchy, right? Is he top 20 battle rapper of all time, top 30? Is he, is he one of the... All that will be answered. So, first section of this, we will go down the style of Hitman Holla. There is one word that describes Hitman's style, and there really is, because he's the best all time at this feature, and that is performance. Hitman Holla is a pure performer. People talk about it forever and ever and ever. Performance Hitman. It goes together. Just his explosiveness is to a whole other degree compared to most battle rappers. Big reason on why he's on Wild 'N Out is really charisma, and I feel like crowd control. He's not afraid to take chances. He's very confident the crowd will follow him with every word, even if it's thousands of people. Jokes, explosiveness, storytelling. One of the best storytellers in battle rap. We always talk about what he did with Arsenal, what he's done with O-Red, even the way he broke down situations like Shine, Bill Collector, even though that was more of a bar-for-bar performance. Hitman is very good at working on the topic, so performing, I'd say, easily is number one. And then followed by that is his angling. I think Hitman is an extremely underrated angler. We named those storytelling angle moments there, and that's not even to bring up other angles, like that he's used against Tay-Rock, angled him down a little bit, going as far back to... Oh, what battle am I thinking of right now? Shotgun Suge, you know what I'm saying? Secret of Myers card, kind of a career breakdown there. So he's always getting at some type of angle, you know what I'm saying? Working some type of topic in the battle, and that's because of a part of his style that I also think he's not terrible at, even a little underrated, but not his, most forefront part. So, best performer of all time, in my opinion. Extremely underrated angler, his second best way of attack. And then when it comes to just the bars and punch for punch, this is where there's a little bit of variance in terms of the people that actually like Hitman. You have fans, he doesn't have bars, this and that. First of all, it's untrue. Like I said, mentioning battles like Bill Collector, and going to some of his best battles ever, John to Don, some of his better wins, like we said, against Tay-Rock and K-Shine, battles like that. You see a guy who really is doing good bar for bar. There is good little bits of writing and cleverness in there on the entendre side. Something I think he's gotten a little bit better at as time has gone on. Like I said, Bill is a more recent performance, and even as recently as Easy, although many people have him losing. I mean, he did lose that battle. I thought his first round is really good on the bar for bar note. I think as you get into the second and the third, there's a little bit of writing errors and stuff like that, and that just goes to show it's not the strongest part of his game, but I don't think it's something that he's bad at, like some people say, like Hitman doesn't have bars, he's all performance. Great performer, can work an angle to the best of them, and then is going to have clever bars and haymakers in there, two-piece it all together. I think he's extremely well-rounded. I think when you have a guy that's so good at performance, we're going to shove him in there in the performance, and obviously, like I said, I think he's the best all time in that category. He's beaten really a lot of his other greatest peers in that moment. If you remember when him and Shine battled, it was a big battle for the performer type of weight on it, and then we saw obviously how that went. But when it comes down to it, we're going to categorize him as a performer, but I don't think, in turn, that gives him credit as the angler as he is. As the pure rapper he is, I think versus Easy, he showed that as well. Very good when it comes to pure rhyme pockets. You go back to some of his original battles, Cortez, Big T, you'll see that pure rapper coming out. So I think for the fact that he's not just a straight bar-for-bar guy, people go all the other way with it, but what happens when he's elite and encompasses all the other things that go into battle rap? The performing, the angling, a little bit of the bar for bar, just being a straight pure rapper. For all these reasons, like I said, always called the performer, but I always have viewed Hitman more as an all-around talent, and I think this is, what it's specifically performing and angling. Those are two things that if you do that skill set to the highest, those are very, very effective and can lead, especially in the big stage, of you being one of the better battle rappers out, which is the story of Hitman Holla's career. With all that style, intricacies breaking down, let's get into how he applied that to his body of work throughout his career. Like I said, getting into the body of work of Hitman, and as you look at it, to me it becomes evident that Hitman is one of the winningest battle rappers of all time. Now, when I say winningest, I know other people look at people that have numerically more wins, like a DNA, like a JC, like a Danny, that battles all the time and has maybe 80 to 100 wins. But with Hitman, when I say winningest, it's more of a percentage thing. I think out of his 27 career battles, I believe it is, the 36 career battles it is, he has a very, very few clear losses that you can talk about in there. I think some of the few that you can is Sue Surf, which is a super classic, closing in on 10 million views, highest viewed battle on URL. Highest viewed. We'll get into combos like that with Hitman in a little bit in the accolades, but that's considered one of his clear losses, and that's a super classic, you know what I mean? A lot of people got him losing a Verb, although I think that's more of a debatable classic, although a lot of people do end up giving Verb that win. Easy, as of recent, is really one of the most recent, and then Hollow to Don. You could debate he lost twice to Calico. First time on Snoop's League, not a 3-rounder, so a little bit of variance how you want to count that. And then the second one, I thought Cal won clear forever, but after many rewatches, although I still have Cal, I could see the argument for Hitman winning that battle. But look at the names I mentioned, how short the list is. Easy, Surf, Hollow, possibly Cal twice, right? And those are all legends of the highest tier. And then when you go down to the body of work, classics, right? This man has Sue Surf, as we mentioned, Averb, as we mentioned, 2 all-time classics on URL. You then go to a battle like John to Don on SM2, one of the original blueprints, really giving a shot in battle rap to a younger guy and kind of letting him build his status up. From there, you can switch leagues over to RBE, Bill, and Hitman. Also, Bill Collector and Hitman is the highest view battle in RB. It's 2 of those on 2 other main leagues. For Hitman, and extremely classic. You really get bar for bar Hitman in there, showing that he can really do everything in the skill set. And then when you get past that, you can get to the clear wins. I mean, is there a guy with really a better collection of clear wins in battle rap? K-Shine on SM6.
Hey, you unloyal ass bitch! I can't believe you. You have the nerve to give a fake 5 to the same hand that used to feed you.
Tay-Rock main event of SM7 to follow that.
They want a triple team a nigga. It's so bad, Rockets 3-on-1. I'm still shooting, I take bad shots. I knock Tay out, then pull a K out, and light the whole cave up like I'm trying to find my way out.
You can go back in time to battles like Conceited. Big T, in my opinion, was a win for him. And that's it. And you could go on and on with the wins when it comes to Hitman. Beat Cassidy, for what it's worth. I know beating Cassidy isn't the craziest thing in the world. Go to UW. Great, good 2 battles there. O-Red does his version of the O-Red story. Clear win. Beat Shotgun Shug in a grudge match on UW. Not even mentioning him bodying Arsenal back in the day in URL.
Bring cops through. Gangsters, killers, thugs. I bring block through. His homeboy keep talking while I'm rapping. Not cool. The contract said I can't hit this nigga. Not you.
I mean, look at just the way that it works up. The amount of legends, the amount of clear wins against some of the best legends in the world. I would say the only thing with Hitman, I wish, as time goes on, he is a god tier plate to the max, right? He does not pop out very often. So there is some newer age kind of plates I want to see him take. He is taking Ill Will, main event of Max Out 3. Obviously extremely excited about that battle. And then he can still battle the likes of Geechee Gotti, mega match at Chap, and one day Rum Nitty looks like a little bit of a crazier path to get there, but would love to see that one day. Was able to take on Easy. So there's a few plates, 36 battles. There's going to be some people left off the table. Some other legends like DNA, he hasn't battled, probably never will battle. But for the most part, he still has battled some of the greatest greats. I'll have had a list up somewhere around here for you guys to see. But he has the classics. He has those all-time peak clear wins. And then he has very few clear losses and real bumps and bruises there. Even bad battles like Cassidy, you can count against them. But whatever, he beat Cassidy. Everyone beats Cassidy, you know what I'm saying? So With that being said, just as a pure body of work, in my opinion, one of the most winningest ever, one of the greatest records against other legends that you're going to find in battle rap history, and a body of work that speaks to him being an all-time great battle rapper of all these things he's accomplished. And that is a key word I use there, accomplished, as we get into the third portion of this, and that is the accolades for Hitman Holla. And spoke to it a little bit earlier, but when it comes to Hitman, he is the king of views. There's no question about it. 81 million plus views altogether on YouTube, an average of 2.2 to 2.3 million views per battle, which I believe is the highest, and that is pretty insane. Maybe Cassidy will go a little higher, something like that, but to have 36 battles and average 2.3 million views per battle, it's basically unheard of. And I'm not the biggest views guy, you know what I'm saying? I don't like to base greatness off of views, but when you're getting views like this, it has to be mentioned, on top of the fact that he has 23 platinum battles, 23 million view or more battles, with many, like I said, being far above that 9.5 million views with Sue Surf. The 2-on-2 versus Goods and Clips, where he teamed with John, about 7.4 million views. Him and Conceited, another clear win for him at that, 5.9 million views, closing in on 6. And those are just the top 3. So on the view side, there's really nothing that you could take away from Hitman in that regard. Also, as I said, I believe he is the best performer of all time in battle rap. Quite the hard thing to debate at that. Also, his resume on big stages at that is pretty incredible. Like I said, when it comes to SM, he has taken Hollow, John, then you got to go to SM4 for Rock, and then his last, or SM4 for Surf, Rock, and then Summer Impact. 5-time SM appearance battler. Also has quite the track record on Gnome at that, versus the likes of a Conceited. And it just goes to show he's touched the big stages. He's going to be doing his 3rd max out of 3 max outs. I believe he was the main event on every max out. ARP said it recently. Is it even possible to book a card at this point where Hitman Holla is not the main event battle rapper of the card? So when it comes to the views, I mean, it's really all time. He's in a field of his own. When it comes to the appearances on big stages, he's done it on the max outs. He's done it on the SMs and the Gnomes, although he hasn't even been a part of URL for a minute. To have, 5 SM appearances, saying that's a very hard thing. It's a very good number to have, especially with the track record he has in those battles. And then speaking to who he is stylistically as a performer, I just think that it is one of the most accomplished careers on paper. And to me is a big reason why I hold Hitman to the regard that I do all time as a battle rapper. And just where is it that I hold him as a battle rapper? First of all, we have to answer the question, which a little bit with this episode, I know it's funny because when you look at it, you already know he is, but is Hitman Holla a Hall of Famer? Obviously, you know what I'm saying? There's not really even a question about it. The first ballot, however you want to call it, to the highest degree. And in my opinion, really breaking down the body of work, even if you're not the biggest fan of Hitman as a performer. I'm not exactly like a huge Hitman fan where I'm like, oh, I love his style to the core. It's one of my favorite styles in battle rap. No, I'm a fan of a winner that does it in a variety of different ways. And that's why, in my opinion, regardless of style preference, just off of what's on paper, it's hard for me to say that Hitman is not at least a top 3 battle rapper of all time. Like I said, some of the greatest collections of clear wins in battle rap history. Very few on the losses side. When you factor in impact, that really only doubles his argument. On the view side, he's incredible. He is the current biggest draw in battle rap, in my opinion. I think a lot of the numbers back it up. What he's done taking his career outside of battle rap. And on top of that, what he did as one of the faces of the Midwest movement. I told you we'd get back to this at the end. And that's because him and Verb, I think particularly, are those 2 stock images. And the battle they even had is really that overall classic that describes the Midwest movement. Them snatching their respect. A lot of their battles on the road at that, in New York against New Yorkers for the most part, if not in other places, battling Jersey legends in Jersey, just battling all over the place. Hitman is a road warrior, similar to his counterpart in Verb, and them being the 2 faces of St. Louis and debatably the 2 faces of the Midwest movement, it gives him a whole other part of his argument if you want to go into that. It's just a very complete career across the board when it comes to the skill set, when it comes to what he's actually done in the ring, win and loss wise, and when it's come to what he's done outside of the ring and what happens when you write down his stats on paper for the numbers he put up in these battles. Hitman Holla, Hall of Famer to the highest degree, and I thought I'd do this, with the Ill Will battle coming up. I don't think he's underrated or anything, but just to describe, I'm seeing a lot of 80-20 Will. I will say there is, and Will is incredible. We all know, very pro Will on this channel. He's absolutely fantastic. I think this battle's going to be a classic, to be honest with you. I can't see it's not with the way they're motivated. But I thought it was important to break down here because people down on Hitman having like this last 3 or 4. I'm seeing people got him losing to Cassidy. You got your goddamn mind. Love y'all, you know what I'm saying, if you're fans, but you got your goddamn mind if you haven't losing to Cassidy. But people have been disappointed with like a little bit more of his recent performances. Do not forget what this man has done. Do not forget how rare it is for him to lose clearly. Could debate the easy loss was his first clear loss in 9 years, going back to Sue Surf. But that is my full wrap up here. Just wanted to give flowers and show why Hitman's dangerous and why I believe he's going to be extra dangerous in that blue room come September 2nd. Cannot wait to see it. But it's been J Smo Reviews again here, y'all. Let me know in the comments down below, how do you view Hitman as an all-time talent? Where do you rank him? What are some of your favorite performances? Just let me know, what do you think of Hitman on an all-time scale? And I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Peace.